And on the bed... What the frick? Whoa! Ayase let go of me and returned to her bed. And right when she did, she suddenly began undoing the buttons on her pajamas. No, whoa, chill. I said chill. Where are you going? To pee. Yo, what the frick? How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here, back with some more Chaos Head Noah. And last time we didn't learn a whole lot about Ayase and her route, more than we already knew. So, I don't really have anything else to talk about. It was just kind of rehashing old stuff where it was stopping us, kind of, except for like one scene, but it didn't really say much other than like she came to Suime to meet Takumi, which we already pretty much could assume anyway, I guess. And so we're kind of just trying to run through old stuff until we reach something that is totally new. So until then, and without further ado, let's just get back into this, shall we? I'd shown up at school on Thursday for one reason, and one reason only. To meet up with Miss Mikun so we could go see Ayase in the hospital. Granted, he had more or less forced me to tag along, but I still figured that maybe Ayase could help me out. With Thimi seemingly out of the picture, I needed someone else to protect me, and Ayase was one of the candidates I had in mind. So maybe, just maybe, if she had already recovered somewhat, she might have been able to do something to that effect. And on top of that, with her help, my chances of obtaining a real D-sword would skyrocket. I really couldn't do it on my own. Then again, it was Ayase herself who'd said obtaining a D-sword isn't something one can teach. But still, this was Ayase we were talking about here. Surely she could help somehow. Coming in through the front entrance, Miss Mikun looked around the lobby in confusion. "What's wrong?" I called out to him. "Well, I was just trying to figure out where Kishimoto's room was." Had he seriously come this far without knowing that? This guy was beyond belief sometimes. "This is the outpatient ward. The hospital ward is next door." Crap! That right? AH Tokyo General Hospital. It was the hospital I'd gone to ever since I was a kid. I'd even come here just the other day, so I was pretty knowledgeable on where everything was. Dr. Takashina's face flashed across my mind, and I involuntarily groaned to myself. As we walked to the hospital ward, Miss Mikun turned toward me. "So, which of these rooms is hers? How should I know?" This was a general hospital, so there were obviously a ton of different wards and departments. If I had to guess, probably not the surgery ward. But she could, maybe, be in the psychiatry ward. There hadn't been any visible injuries on Ayase after she'd fallen. And considering she'd attempted suicide, her mind had likely been brought to the brink. So her being in the psychiatric ward seemed very possible. Even I'd been taken to the psych ward after the uproar at O-Front. Huh. You sure know your stuff, Taku. Okay, yeah, this is all still the same. Thinking that wandering around the ward would cause problems for the patients, We decided to ask for help at the nurse's station, and just like I'd predicted, they told us that she was on the floor for psychiatric patients. Hey, remember what I told you? You know, the fastest way to a woman's heart? Miss Mikun grinned from ear to ear as the two of us walked down the hall. Was that seriously your only reason for visiting her in the hospital? At least have the common sense to not talk about it out loud. Regardless, I think he'd said the fastest way was act like you care in her moment of weakness, or something like that. Which is like the scummiest thing you could almost possibly do, but... Today, I'll make sure to show that Ice Queen a real man. That is not a real man, my guy. Miss Mikun shone a pearly white smile and gave me a thumbs up. It didn't matter how confidently he said them. The words coming out of his mouth were totally disgusting. But I guess he could get away with it because of his good looks. Must have been nice being an alpha male. Not alpha. That's beta behavior, brother. Oh yeah, you and Kishimoto are pretty close, right? Not really. Come on, you can't fool me. Well, whatever. Just follow my lead. Put in some good words for me as we go. Something like, oh yeah, Miss Me Daisuke's such a great guy. I'd trust him with my life. Lay it on real thick. I can't. Oh, come on, don't say that. I'm on my hands and knees here, Taku. Have a little restraint, will you? You're at a hospital, not a mixer. With him acting like this, was it even a good idea to have him see Ayase at all? It wasn't like she really cared much about him anyway. The pit in my stomach was getting deeper and deeper by the second. Oh, crap. This one it? Miss Mikun stopped in front of a door and pointed at the nameplate. It definitely did say Kishimoto Ayase. The door was closed, though, so we couldn't actually see who was inside. Well, you gonna talk me up once we're in? Yeah. For the time being, I nodded in agreement. Although, even if I did get the chance to say something to Ayase, I doubted I'd be able to say much, regardless of whether Miss Mikun was there or not. Sup, Kishimoto-san? Miss Mikun opened the door, greeting Ayase with a cheerful tone. We came to visit. But that tone didn't last very long. His face immediately froze. Wondering what made him stop, I decided to peek over his shoulder. Oh, whoa! That's new! Oh, what the heck? Okay, so now she has... Wait, isn't that Dimi's sword? What's the other one? The other one's Yua's, I think, right? No, that's Nanami's. That's Nanami's because hers was like a cross, I remember. Yo, huh? That's not what it used to be. What does that mean? The room was around 10 square meters in size. Past the entrance, there was a bathroom to the right and a bed in the back. And on the bed... What the frick? Whoa! Ew, what happened to you, yo? What the frick? Wow! Ew! Sat Ayase, stained with blood from head to toe. Her hollow eyes pierced straight through us. Miss Mikun let out a pathetic scream, then shoved me aside and flew out of the room. Oh, yo, what the heck? I wanted to run as well, but my legs were frozen in place. I quivered in fear. And yet, at the same time, I was struck by the bewitching beauty of the blood-drenched girl, as well as the things leaning against the wall behind her. I couldn't move an inch from where I stood. The objects resting there, as if it were the most normal thing in the world, were D-swords. 3 of them, to be precise, including the one I'd seen her wielding before. Each one had a different shape. One had a form so strangely sophisticated it could barely pass as a sword. Another was shaped like a cross, its form evoking a sense of heart-rending pity. And the last one, which Ayase had used before, appeared mystical, yet aerodynamic. Why did Ayase have 3 D-swords? Wait, why had I assumed that a person could only have one? Maybe Senna and Kozupi had multiple swords too. Takumi. She called my name and I gulped. She began to approach me, her body surrounded by an air of elegance. I was frozen in place. You came after all. Why is there so much blood? Her pajamas were dyed crimson by an abundance of blood. Blood that hadn't even dried yet. The rusty smell of fresh blood seeped into my nose. This is the blood of the Black Knights. Black Knights? Is it yours? It is not. Then, whose? And were you the one who killed them? Ayase smiled a wide smile, and then she giggled. You must be frightened, Takumi. She stroked my cheek with her blood-soaked fingers. But what frightens you the most lies within your own heart. You must cleanse your wicked heart of impurity and safeguard only the purity that remains within. If you can achieve this, you shall obtain your D-sword. You must obtain it at all costs. You are a Black Knight. You possess the strength to do so. But if I get a D-sword, are you gonna kill me too? I mean, you're here to kill Black Knights, right? Do not be fooled. That is the impure wickedness swaying you. Ayase peered at my face, her hand still on my cheek. Her eyes looked hollow, and yet I could sense a profound radiance buried deep within them. I couldn't take my eyes off her. Black Knights hold authority over wicked hearts. However, the wicked-hearted king was cunning. The Gladiol Saga, Volume 6, verse 250. Gladiol will gradually erode the domain of wicked hearts, reach complete dominance under a veil of silence, before at last driving them to rampage. We cannot afford to lose this battle. We must oppose the wicked-hearted king's invasion of the hearts of men. I had never made eye contact with a 3D girl for this long before. I was completely captivated by the traces of sorrow, desolation, and vigor in her eyes. I hadn't listened to a single word she'd said. Protect me. When I snapped out of the trance, I found myself muttering that. Protect me. Please. Very well. Ayase nodded without a single thought, and then she brought her face closer to mine. The stench of blood grew stronger, becoming more and more overwhelming. This is how it was foretold. She whispered softly into my ear. My heart was racing. I will protect you. So please, protect me as well. With her body smeared in blood, she was so corrupt, so impure, and yet so bewitching at the same time. It was hard to believe that a girl like her was a student at my school, and in the same year as me, no less. There are no longer any other Black Knights who can fill this role. At first, I attempted to gather the Black Knights as prophesied, but with my strength alone, it proved impossible. But if you are here, Takumi. Interesting. Wait, so did she give up, or is it just that she's just trying to say that they only need the 2 of them now instead of all 7, which means, of course, it won't work because it's not the prophecy, so. Just like she had at the concert, Ayase showed me a face that was so unbearably seductive. A face she rarely ever showed. Eventually, the gate of Cocytus will open, and when it does, the wicked-hearted king shall descend upon this world. Oh yeah, that's right, she was looking for, I forgot it was called the Gate of Cocytus. I was like, I didn't remember her looking for a gate, so, okay. Yeah, alright. That is why we must hurry and collect them. Wait, collect them as in the other knights? Okay, so she is still trying to do that, got you. All 7 D-swords. Oh, never mind, okay. It's like from one sentence to the next, I'm like learning something new. Okay, so she's trying to get all the D-swords. Wait, does that mean that she killed Mimi and Nanami? Is that what the blood is? Oh no! Because he said, are you hunting the Black Knights? Oh no! Did she kill them? Oh no! Oh no! You and I, together. There were 3 D-swords leaning against the wall. In other words, there were 4 left. One of them is the D-sword you must obtain yourself. I already tried. I couldn't do it. Back at O-Front, I'd come so close. But in the end, I'd thrown it all away. I'd given up completely on getting a D-sword. Do not succumb to despair. Many more opportunities shall arise. It is already visible to you, after all. That alone is evidence that you are a Black Knight. So, eventually, I'll be able to do it? If you can conquer the impurity of your wicked heart, then it certainly is. What was wicked heart supposed to mean? Was she saying my heart was wicked and impure because of my perverted delusions or something? Oh crap! It would not be easy to conquer that. Probably even impossible. What the crap? Oh my gosh. Ayase let go of me and returned to her bed. And right when she did, she suddenly began undoing the buttons on her pajamas. No, wait, chill. I said chill. I'll be changing clothes now. What? Wait! Bro, Flustered, I instantly looked away. I figured I should probably leave the room. But right as I went to... Stay. After hearing that, I couldn't move an inch. The only thing I heard after that was the sound of Ayase taking her clothes off, echoing throughout the quiet room. The hospital room wasn't very big. It was slightly larger than my base, but still pretty small. And so, there I was, alone in a tiny room with Ayase. And she was right behind me, changing clothes. Wait, so is this like he froze because he couldn't defy her, or because she was literally controlling him right now? I think it's the former rather than the latter, but I was just like, wait, that's interesting. Okay. I could tell it was happening right behind my back. Crap. I was so nervous. But why? It made no sense. It wasn't like I wasn't used to this kind of stuff. There was a scene just like this in that one eroge. A slime girl appears, with CGs by Higashi Matazuma. Why do you look away, Takumi? Because... I shouldn't look. My voice almost cracked as I spoke. Are you abashed? Are you not? Was she trying to tell me that it was okay to look? I mean, I wasn't into 3D girls. Not even remotely. That being said, if she was giving me permission to look, I wasn't going to say no. You should be made aware that you are being fooled. Those feelings of yours, they are proof of his erosion of your wicked heart. Fooled? By who? The wicked-hearted king, Gladiol. I casually picked up the book on the bedside table in front of me. On the cover was The Gladiol Saga, Volume 17, the Book of Psalms and Revelation. Who's Gladiol? A wicked existence. The manifestation of negative delusions. The collective unconscious of the darkness that dwells within the hearts of all. A deity that will bring about the end of the world. Is this the deity we created? Because remember, we created God with that formula, right? Or at least, like, whatever that would be considered in this, right? Like second G, or whatever. But we created some sort of a divine figure because of our formula, right? Is that what Gladiol is? And is that why we're the only one that can stop it? Interesting. He goes by many names. Does that guy use a wheelchair? Like, is he disabled? Gladiol does not always take human form. I have finished. You may look. Oh, phew. Oh, thank God. Woo! Oh, game, you little son of a gun. You little son of a gun, game. You tried to trick me there. You did trick me effectively. I thought for sure we were gonna have to go through it, but lucky me. It was a ruse. Oh, phew. Okay, we're fine. I slowly turned back around to face Ayase. She was already done changing clothes, and for some reason, she was now wearing her school uniform. Why your school uniform? Because he is drawing near. Gladiol's awakening is upon us. We need to be ready to move at all times. Then wouldn't normal clothes be better? Well, whatever. What's done is done. Does this gladiol guy have anything to do with gigolomaniacs? Gigolo... what? Oh, she doesn't know about that. Interesting. So again, she's just the opposite of Senna. Senna's the highly logical counterpart, and then Ayase's the spiritual counterpart, right? That's kind of what they're going for. So she has no idea about the scientific gigolomaniac term, right? She's all very in this kind of like hyper prophetess, religious mindset, right? So, interesting. Ayase raised her eyebrows in confusion. Seemed like she didn't know. Maybe gigolomaniac was just the term that Senna used for them. Gigolomaniacs? That's what Senna called people with a D-sword. And powers. She said that the D-sword is like a channel or something, connected to the Diraxi. I suppose everyone has their own names for things. A D-sword is the materialization of one's own wicked heart. That is what is written in the Gladiol Saga, Volume 3, verse 1123. It is a tome of prophecies. As she said that, her gaze was fixated on the book in my hands. Everyone seems to believe that my lyrics contain foreknowledge, but in truth, I simply take inspiration from the Gladiol Book of Psalms and Revelation, which must mean that those psalms are some sort of written prophecy. How did nobody else notice this? A written prophecy? Are you kidding me? I am completely serious. Everything happening in Shibuya right now, and everything that will happen, has been foretold in the form of a story by Ziegler. Ziegler? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I want to say Zegler. That seems like it could be right, but Ziegler, because die, or maybe like Zy Egler. So like Ziegler? Yeah, it's still Ziegler. I think it's Ziegler. The author of the Gladiol Saga. He has since passed away, but I believe Ziegler was a great Black Knight when he was alive. I was really starting to think that Black Knights was just her term for gigolomaniacs. And if the author of this book was a gigolomaniac, then no wonder he could predict the future. Interesting. I skimmed through the book I was holding, the Gladiol Saga, Volume 17, the Book of Psalms and Revelation. And what I saw shocked me. Oh, what? Wait, has she been reading a blank book? That's why remember Miss Me couldn't pick up the book, and he said, oh wow, weird reading you're into. This was why, because there was nothing in it. Yo, dude, wait, is she actually crazy? Oh no, she's actually crazy. No, it's gotta be that she like opened her third eye or something, right? And so then when you open your third eye and you look past what's being shown you, you can see the writing on there or something, right? It's like the gigolomaniac guy that was one of the Black Knights, he like, when he wrote it so that only those who are gigolomaniacs that have D-swords or something can like read the text. Otherwise, it's like that D&D spell. What's that D&D spell called where only certain people can read it? I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, whatever that one is. Dude, what? This is, okay, wild. It was blank. No matter how many pages I turned, no matter where I looked inside the book, there wasn't a single word. What the heck? I turned back to check the front cover. It wasn't a normal book cover. It was almost entirely blank. All that was written was the title and the author, not even the name of the publisher. Once again, I tried flipping through the book from the beginning. But even the first page was blank, and no matter how many pages I went through, I couldn't find a single one with any writing. Is this a misprint? What do you mean? I mean, isn't this just completely blank? What are you saying? Oh no, no, she's not crazy, she can't be. Is this her ending? Her ending's where she's crazy? Oh no, no. Everything is written there. I have read through it countless times. What are you talking about? Look. I shoved the open book right in Ayase's face. I don't care what you say. That's totally blank. It is not blank at all, though. Yes it is. There are words written right there. Can you not see them, Takumi? Was she screwing with me? Or was she actually being serious? Maybe Ayase had been a complete mental case all along, and I'd only realized it just now? So you cannot see them. Then you are being eroded by the wicked-hearted king. Ayase was dead serious. She really didn't seem to be joking. In fact, I was pretty sure I'd never seen her crack a joke even once before. I took another look at the book, but I really didn't see a thing. Is she gonna try to kill us now? Because she's like, you're eroded. You have to die because your heart is wicked now. Is that what she's gonna do? Oh no. It really is just blank to me. I see. Ayase's shoulders dropped in disappointment, and she then took the book from my hands. Her hands were cold to the touch. Oh no. Have you ever thought about it? Huh? Thought about what? That the shape of this world is formed by the eye of the beholder, and nobody can measure the difference in perception. Concepts or cognition can never match between two people. But I can at least say this much. The difference between what you see and what I see can be attributed purely to the influence of our wicked hearts. And the wicked-hearted king, Gladiol, is the collective of all wicked hearts. He is about to awaken soon. And if he does, it is entirely certain that all 6.7 billion people in this land shall be amalgamated through the chaos born from the wicked-hearted king, and then they shall meld together into one. Boundaries will disappear. All shall be consolidated by the wicked hearts into a single world. Everything will be reborn in chaos, lacking any pattern, only to perish in an instant. Concepts, cognition, causality,
all of them will shatter.
There's causality again.
A world including everything, and therefore containing nothing. Like any other legend, this calamity, too, has been prophesied. By the revelation, the Psalms of the Apocalypse.
Was that really true? Was that what was written in that blank book? In the gladial book of Psalms and Revelation?
If we do not act, the apocalypse will be unavoidable, and the world shall see its ending. But if we act now, you and I can stop it. We are the only ones who can.
Why just us?
Guidance. The wicked-hearted king has already eroded the rest of the Black Knights.
Wait. Ayase had said earlier that the blood on her was from the other Black Knights. Had she killed them somewhere here in the hospital? If she had, then where were all the bodies? Then, right as I thought that, Ayase walked past me and placed her hand on the door. Where are you going?
To pee.
Yo, what the frick? Ayase, you can't use words like that after talking about prophecy and revelation and sounding super sophisticated, yo. What the heck? What the frick? Oh my gosh. Why? Okay. With a deadpan expression, she answered me, then headed off without waiting for my reply. I looked around the room, trying to find more volumes of the Gladial Saga, but no dice. I didn't know how many volumes there were in total, but the one I picked up before was the 17th. Volumes 1 through 16 were nowhere to be found. Of course, it was possible that she just hadn't brought them to the hospital. I still couldn't believe that the book was totally blank, despite seeing it with my own 2 eyes. You might not believe your... Okay, sorry. And so, I left the room before Ayase came back. Oh, he just bailed? Okay. So, the hospital had this corner setup on the far end of the lobby. Countless PCs were lined up there, and they all had internet access. Something I'd learned from the countless times I'd been here. Now that visiting hours had ended, all signs of life in the lobby had vanished. Even though it was so busy during the day, the lobby was now covered by an eerie silence, making it impossible for me to calm down. I definitely got kicked out if a nurse saw me, so I made a dash for the PCs. I wasn't an idiot. I knew a thing or two about Western mythos and stuff, and I'd learned it from all the anime, manga, and games I'd gone through. But even with all that, I'd never even heard of the Gladial Saga before. The first time I'd ever seen the name was when I'd looked into Ayase online. So without further ado, time to look it up. I got quite a few results, way more than I expected actually, which worried me. Maybe I really was the only one who didn't know about it. But as I looked closely at the results, I noticed one common denominator. All of them had something to do with Phantasm or Fess. Whenever the Gladiol saga was mentioned, it had to do with something Fess mentioned, or Phantasm's world building, and other stuff like that. It was all a bunch of heresy. But no matter how much I searched, I couldn't find any discussion on the actual contents of the book. Interesting. There was a wiki entry for it, but it barely even touched upon the premise. Fictional, a series of high fantasy novels based on the Eastern European myth of Gladiol, the wicked-hearted king. Told over the course of 23 volumes, it depicts the battle between the 7 Black Knights and Gladiol. It was written by R.C.O. Ziegler from 1929 to 1951. The series had been translated into several languages, but it never gained widespread appeal due to its rather esoteric writing style. That was all that was written there. Compared to the pages on other legends, each of which were filled to the brim with information, this one felt a little lacking. Even the wiki page on D-Swords went into more detail than this. Dude, I just realized that says wiki pedophilia. What the frick? Are you serious? Why? Gross, bro. I just realized. Has it always said that, by the way? Did I just, like, freaking autocorrect that in my brain? In my pure, spotless brain, dude? My poor baby brain couldn't handle the word, so I had to freaking autocorrect it in my head? What the crap, bro? Anyway, sorry. Just happened to notice that. And since this was Wiki Pedophilia, the free encyclopedia that anyone could edit, there was really no way to verify its accuracy. Oh, well, if I didn't pay attention to it there, it was going to be right there anyway, so freaking I'd have to face it at some point. Gosh, why? Guys, gamers, writers, like, why? The picture on the D-Sword page had been entirely off the mark, for example. In the end, there was one thought that kept coming to the forefront of my mind. What if the Gladiol saga was simply a product of Ayase's delusions? True. Maybe Ayase was trying to create some sort of Lovecraftian mythos or something. Heck, Lovecraft himself, if I remembered correctly, had used his books to share his crazed delusions with others. If that was what Ayase was doing with her songs. That's kind of interesting. Did he really do that? And if he did, that's really cool that they, like, took inspiration from that and made that a character in this game. That's kind of cool if that's the case. Then all this, even though it might have sounded kind of cool, was just a whole load of crazy schizo bullcrap. And to make things worse, Ayase didn't seem to realize that. She was confusing it with reality. Was everything Ayase told me nothing but her insane delusions? Maybe the whole apocalypse thing was simply some delusion she wanted to see. Typical CHUNNIBYOU stuff. Tortured kids who just wanted to see the world burn. Ah, yeah. I guess that includes me. So if that was true, then what exactly did Ayase actually want to happen? What kind of ending did she wish to reach? How did she want this legend to end? And was she someone I could trust? Fascinating. Why am I even questioning it? Ayase's all I have left. Themi was gone, Senna was kinda scary, and Kozupi was unreliable. So it didn't matter how crazy she was. She could spout delusions all day for all I cared. Ayase was the only one I could rely on. Plus, she had a D-Sword. There was no denying that. And her songs really had prophesied the new-gen cases, whether they were based on delusions or not. Or, new-gen had been happening because her delusions were becoming reality, True, I was just gonna say that, but I wanted to see if he would say it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. What if she delusioned people to die just because she wanted to play this game, so to speak, this weird delusion she has? Yo. If anything, though, that just meant that she was even more powerful than I thought. No harm in using that power to my advantage. I needed her. And luckily, for God knows what reason, she seemed to be interested in me. So, as long as I just took her words with a grain of salt, I'd probably be fine. Yup, it was all gonna be just fine. When I came back to the hospital room,
Strike the stake, rend the dark night, and bathe in moonlight. Thousands of iron hammers become thy pain. Now thou art released. Before long, the screams flutter in the air, and the night sky becomes tainted in a brilliant red.
Ayase was sitting on her bed, eating some hospital food. Wait. She wasn't actually eating it. She was just listlessly poking her frozen tofu with her chopsticks, all while quietly singing a song. It was one of the prophetic phantasm songs, the one that foretold the third New Gen case, the crucifixion. It was called A Contract of Blood to Seal Our Sin. I was familiar with it myself, as I had bought the album. But in this case, Ayase wasn't striking a stake. Rather, she was striking her chopsticks into her tofu. Or, I suppose it was closer to stabbing. As soon as she saw me, she gave a faint smile, as if relieved about something.
I did not think you would come back. Where did you go?
I just wanted to look something up. So I went to go use the PCs in the lobby.
Sleep here tonight.
Whoa, excuse me? For what purpose? It's gonna be some prophetic thing. She's gonna be like, we have to, have our energies connect or something, so she's gonna be like, we have to, sleep in the same bed or something retarded, isn't it? Isn't it gonna be something like that? No, they already did that with Nanami. It's gotta be something different.
With me.
Or not, maybe not, never mind. Okay, never mind. I guess she's just doing the same thing Nanami did. What? Really? I flinched instinctively at Ayase's bold request. Had I tripped a flag without noticing?
Are you hungry? You may have some, if you wish.
She picked up some frozen tofu with her chopsticks and offered it to me. Are you only offering because you don't want it?
Yes.
She pursed her lips into a smile.
The hospital food is abominable. Its wicked heart is drenched in impurity. Of this, I am certain.
Gosh dang it. Wicked heart's this, wicked heart's that. Was that all she knew how to say? If the two of us were talking online, she'd have been banned for spamming by now. Then, is it still safe to eat, even if its wicked heart is tainted?
But yours is already tainted, is it not, Takumi? All those boxed lunches and instant noodles, they are a prime example of tainted food. If you wish to awaken as a Black Knight, you should halt your intake of them.
Okay, what do you usually eat?
Chocolate.
chocolate? Shouldn't that be tainted too? Was that actually all she ate? Talk about an unbalanced diet. Hers was even worse than mine. What the heck?
Chocolate is fine. Its sweetness has the power to repel impurity.
It totally does sound like a CHUNNIBYOU thing now. That's so funny. Bull crap. You may talk fancy, but really, you just have a sweet tooth.
Anyhow, Takumi, open wide.
Ayase brought the frozen tofu closer to my face. Yeah, I'll pass. I'm not really a fan of frozen tofu either. I'm good.
I cannot accept that.
Dude, she's doing like a mixture between Nanami and Ayase. Ayase? A mixture between Nanami and Yua. Yua fed us, and then Nanami was like, sleep with me. It's like, what? What the heck? What is going on? Ugh. What the crap was going on? This wasn't fair. It was every man's dream to hear a girl say, okay, say, ah. So why did it do nothing for me? Maybe it was because the food was Ayase's unwanted leftovers. Or maybe it was because she was a 3D girl. Well, she definitely wasn't going to give up trying to feed me, so I reluctantly opened my mouth. As I chewed the tofu, the broth spread throughout my mouth.
Very good. Now you are one step closer to becoming a Black Knight, Takumi.
I sure didn't feel any closer.
And now, for your vegetables.
Because she won't eat those either. Please, Ayase. No more.